Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Yesterday I did a video about John Mason losing the whip for meeting with the Israeli ambassador or the deputy ambassador. And I pointed out he wasn't losing the whip for the meeting. He lost the whip for his response after the meeting because he said it wasn't genocide. And he's right, it's not, right? But, others in the party didn't like that. So he had to lose the whip. So the official line from the Scottish government is that Israel are committing genocide, which is very weird when you consider that they were going off, him and Angus Robertson were going off and meeting the Israeli deputy ambassador. And I suggested that the reason, despite many, many calls asking for Angus Robertson's job, asking for his head, he must resign the position and all that, the reason he hadn't, and I speculated, it was because it was probably John Swinney who told him to go. And lo, it came to pass. Less than 24 hours after I put that video out, it's been revealed that John Swinney sent Angus Robertson to this somewhat controversial meeting with the Israeli deputy ambassador. Now, I would say it's controversial, not because he met with her over, all the problems that's going on, but he met with anyone because the SNP don't have the ability to deal with foreign policy. That's reserved to Westminster. And the SNP should not be involving themselves in foreign policy. And certainly, I guarantee, there was no one from the FCO, the Diplomatic Corps, or the Cabinet Office in those meetings. Quite wrong, quite against the rules. For that, they need censure. However, all those in the party calling for Angus Fraser to be fired and hadn't been led me to think that it was, of course, all down to Swinney. And it was. Now, the SNP has continually called for a ceasefire in Gaza. They don't like the idea of Israeli troops defending Israel because they're massively anti-Semitic. And so they have all this. But, of course, you can't call for a ceasefire without talking to people. And Swinney knows this. So he's called this meeting. But, of course, the deputy ambassador is going, oh, yes, nod, 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 but who the hell are you? You have no powers. You've got nothing to say. And they ignored him. And I think now going forward with the official position being that Israel is committing this genocide as far as the SNP are concerned, they'll never speak to an Israeli again. And who can blame them? But it is a complete and utter cluster duck. And it isn't as though anyone is ever going to achieve anything. This is the thing that's unachievable. Now, yesterday we had Sandre White moaning and moaning and moaning about the whole situation and moaning about John Mason, saying John Mason, blah, blah, John Mason bad, and all this rubbish. And now she's been forced to reverse ferret, walk it back, and now she's saying, well, we needed to know why this was kept secret. It's kept secret, love, because it's got nothing to do with you. You're an ex-SNP MP. You're nothing. You are nobody. I think it's MSP. But you're nobody. It's got nothing to do with you. These people just filled with their own self-importance. And it's just one of those things. It was set by John Swinney, which is why Angus kept his job, which is why John Mason technically should have stayed there with the whip. But, somebody had to fall on their sword, and they decided it would be Mason because it can't be Robertson, because who else is going to eat 3.5 kilos of caviar every week? And that's the problem. Nobody knows. They're very secretive. And now they're so secretive, even people in their own party haven't got an effing clue what's going on. Anyway, there we go. Thanks a lot. Bye. Glad I cleared that up. Bye.